Crybaby college leftists try to shut down a Michael Knowles lecture, and it does not end well for them. I'm Vince with Resist the Mainstream. If you enjoy the content, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe so that we can keep bringing you videos like this. But with that said, check this out. It gets pretty messy. Let's get into it.
Ironically, in our culture, in our inverted culture, the words oppression and the words privilege now mean the opposite. They've been reversed. So the ability to claim oppression actually carries with it certain social privileges. For instance, if these screaming children in here weren't able to claim some false sense of privilege, they would not only have been ejected from the lecture hall a long time ago, they would have been expelled from the university. They should have been expelled from 10th grade. But because they can claim certain social advantages by ways of a false oppression, they are allowed to sit here and degrade the American university.
Spoiler, they're about to prove him right. Check it out.
Privilege, ironically, is a special right, and today, because oppression carries social privileges, a privilege is actually a disadvantage. If you are deemed to have privilege, you are told to shut up, usually by heckling crowds. You are told to check your privilege. You are told that your opinion is invalid. You are told that you do not have the right to speak. You are told that your very identity is wicked, that you are guilty of some great crime. I'll let them exhaust themselves for a second. And so all social pressure incentivizes people to claim oppression and victimhood and to deny their own privileges. This creates ever-multiplying victim groups, false victim groups like these people. This creates ever-multiplying racial victims. I know, you're so oppressed, my dears. I know, life is so hard for you. You have to live in the richest, most equitable, most just country in the history of the world. You have to get a college education. You have to voluntarily go to lectures. It's so awful. I can't imagine.
See what I mean? Proving his point, right?
Imagine that, you know, the people who are in war-torn nations, they must truly.
Oh, here we go.
Truly pity you. Goodbye then.
Interesting shirt, by the way. You take a look there. Oh, brother.
I'm not that. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate your support, but I'm not that intimidated by these guys. You know, there's a course being taught right now at an American university on angry white men. And when I look at who's angry, I'm not so sure. I know, I seem so hateful. You guys seem lovely and sweet. You guys seem so compassionate and lovely. But you hope that what? Well, it's very difficult to use my platform when people use the Hecklers veto to try to shut up any opinion that disagrees. I didn't think I was this intimidating. I believe that gentleman just threw paint on me.
So notice they're chanting "hands up, don't shoot," which is a chant that is related to police brutality, which is essentially the accusation here. And just for context, this random college hippie leftist tried to throw paint or some type of substance at the speaker, Michael Knowles. And so very typical, right? Not very surprising, but they scream police brutality the moment you try to throw chemicals at someone and essentially assault them. But the moment the police tackle you and stop you from doing that, hands up, don't shoot, I'm a victim, guys. Same story we've seen in 2020 and a million times before this. Can I just also say, by the way, that as someone who goes to college, people wonder, what's wrong with your generation? Well, the actual truth is the majority of college students, regardless of their politics, are not doing stuff like this. They have better things to do than to show up in a huge crowd to some random speaker they disagree with and create this whole riot, create this whole scene. But the vast majority of the kids who do this, frankly, I don't mean to be mean, but this is true, are the people with no social lives. Because a lot of people, when they're in college, either they want to focus on their academics, maybe they have some type of graduate degree to pursue or whatever, or they just want to have fun. Either or, right? But the people who do neither, they have no life and they have no prospects in life. Their major is probably something useless and stupid. Those are the type of kids who engage in protests like this. Again, I don't say that to be cruel or denigrating. I'm just simply stating the truth. It is the losers with no life that do these types of things. And unfortunately, they paint a very bad picture of my generation as a whole. Because I'm here as a young person, you know, people say, oh, your generation is so screwed, and we're trying to talk about things that actually matter. We're trying to do something with our lives, and we get cast in with the losers that do nonsense like this. It is appalling. It's truly appalling.
I don't know what the substance is. I'm fine. I don't know what this is. I think someone threw milk on me or something. I don't really know. That's what happens when you assault people, by the way, folks. That's what happens.
No, it's police brutality. Hands up, don't shoot, guys. It's not like he just tried to throw some random substance at Michael Knowles. No, hands up, don't shoot. We didn't do anything. Kind of proves his point about victimhood earlier. Remember, he was talking about privilege and how you can create a false victim. That's a false victim right there, okay? Right there. You try to assault someone and then you cry police brutality when you face the consequences of that.
I got some sort of paint all over my speech. Oh, thanks. Maybe you'll be able to hear it online, you know, hopefully over the din in the room. Let's do it. They did that because that gentleman threw a bunch of some unknown substance on me.
So there you have it, just an insane situation that unfolds. And I think you can see from the type of people who were protesting the point I made earlier, which is, yes, in many ways, these are the social outcasts, the social rejects of society. And what does leftism do? It naturally attracts people like that, which arguably tells you a lot, right? Should you support these people? Should you support their ideas? Should you follow their leaders? Clearly not. We are putting literally the most unimpressive, mediocre people in charge of everything. They can't even decide their own gender, but they should be deciding ideas for the country, for the world. Absolutely not. Last point I'll make here, this happened at the University of Missouri, which I think is also a question that maybe Republicans need to ask themselves, because I seriously doubt that these kids were expelled or anything happened to them. I'd be very surprised. Under Republican leadership in Republican states, this is a public university. Should we be allowing these types of things to happen on our college campuses that taxpayer dollars go to? Yes, you know, obviously liberals are allowed to go to school, free speech and all of that, but this is not free speech. And I strongly believe that people who do these types of things, especially in states where our people are in charge, they shouldn't just get off with no consequences, right? They should have to face something. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that. But until next time, I've been Vince with Resist the Mainstream. Hope you enjoyed, and peace.